my fellow Toastmasters. I'm very glad today to be a workshop hoster, and my topic is about evaluation. My topic is the speaker and you, because evaluation is a relationship between you and the speaker. So why we need evaluation? The purpose is to help the speaker. And the second purpose is also to help the speaker. And the third one is to help the speaker. In fact, that's the only purpose why we have evaluation in Toastmasters. For example, if someone wants to sign up for a speech, first he writes script. Then he rehearses or she rehearses with your mentor. And during this process, he or she can improve his speech. And then he came to the meeting and deliver his or her speech. And after his delivery, the only feedback he or she got is from the evaluator. And so that's very important. Why the evaluation is so important, for example, when my first time saw the videotape of my speech, I was surprised because my pitch is actually higher than I expected, so it sounds very ridiculous. It's not the tone I used to hear from myself. So maybe that's a good example of how important you got feedback from others or from the videotape. So evaluation can be divided in 3 steps. The first step is you sit down there and listen to the target speaker you will evaluate. And the second step is after his speech and before you've been called on the stage to deliver your evaluation, in that time you prepare your evaluation. And the third step is you actually stand on the stage and deliver your evaluation. And during the first step, I was suggesting you use the Cornell note-taking system. If you don't have any way to take notes, I would suggest that you use this. It's developed by Professor Walter Park in 1950s. He is a professor in Cornell University, and he helped a lot of students to improve the way they study. And the Cornell note-taking system is by dividing your paper into an upside-down T shape. You will see on the left-hand side, I modified it to fit our purpose evaluation. It's not the original Cornell note-taking system. And the right-hand side is about 1/3 width. It's to write down your comments. And that's the left-hand side. The right-hand side is to put down the notes. It's about 2/3 width of your paper. And at the bottom is the area for strengths and changes. It's about 5 centimeters high, or about 5 to 6 lines. We put the area about 5 to 6 lines. So I will use the example of Jeffrey. He is the best speaker of last week's junior cup. And by the way, is it just me thinking that these 2 pictures have very common similarity? So I will take a vote. If you think they're very similar, please raise your hand. Yeah, that's not just me. Thank you all. Especially the mouse, right? I think the mouse and the eye looks very common. Anyway, so now that's the first step. Listen to the speech. During this process, you listen to the speaker and you try to capture his topic and the transition of topics. And you watch his body language and maybe have some random comments like, "Oh, he's handsome. Oh, I like this funny joke." Anyway, you put down these comments and topic transition in your notes. For example, this may be my notes if I was the evaluator for Jeffrey's speech. So on the top margin of this paper, you write down Jeffrey. His title is Dear Nancy, and his level is C5. And then on the right-hand side of the paper, you write down the topics in so-called telegraph sentence. Telegraph sentences are very short sentences and essentially only keep the nouns and verbs and omits all the neither words like adjective or adverbs. So, for example, Jeffrey begins with a birthday card from Nancy. And at that point, I still don't know who is Nancy. And then he said that Nancy and he born on the same day, and she knows what she wants, blah, blah, blah. And during this process, I also have some random comments. For example, I saw that the birthday card from Nancy is very funny. And my favorite part is that Jeffrey will cry into tears when he saw the cockroach. I don't know, maybe that's also your favorite part. And also there's a transition when Jeffrey said that Nancy left him. And that's the main transition to enter his main topic, so I mark a transition there. Also, you can note that I take down notes in a linear order. That means the first topic first and the second topic second and so on. And I keep my random comments and the topics aligned. For example, if I think that the birthday card is very funny, so my funny comment is just right behind the note there. And the transition is at that position. To keep your notes clear and organized and aligned like this would help you to organize your evaluation later. So that's my tips. Maybe you have a better one. So now comes to the second step, to prepare your evaluation. That's when the speaker thanks the TME and step down the stage, and before you've been called on the stage. In this process, you recall and organize the speech, and now you try to write down at most 3 strengths and at most 2 changes. Why? Because you have to remember, you only have about 2 minutes to deliver your evaluation. So you have to sort the items you're taking notes down and find out what is the most important you want to say on the stage in this short 2 minutes time window. And also you can consult your CC manual if you don't have any ideas in your mind. For example, Jeffrey is about C5 in that speech that your body speaks. So in the CC manual, there is some tips about body language, so you can see whether Jeffrey did well or didn't do well. And also, there is a very practical issue is that you may be distracted when you are listening to speech. So you may be missed part of speech. If that did happen, or if that really happened, you can talk to a speaker to ask him what did he say during speech if you really missed it. Or you can to a speaker and say, I'm sorry, I didn't hear your speech. Could you please help me to do an evaluation? Or if you don't want to be embarrassed, you can ask your friends, maybe he or she didn't be distracted.